Ooh.
So welcome, Oscar. It is really, really lovely to be able to have this time to speak with you. I was so pleased that my colleague and friend Josh bumped into you. So yeah, I think just start by introducing yourself.
Hiya, I'm Oscar. I go to Aston Engineering Academy over in Birmingham, and I study electrical engineering.
Brilliant. That's really, really wonderful. And so really like how did you get into that? Where did the interest in this field really begin for you?
Where did it start? Probably when I was quite young. I mean, I always hung around with my granddad, and he always liked building stuff. He always was repairing stuff, so I always got to watch it, and I always found it interesting that seeing things that I didn't quite understand, but I wanted to learn more about what or how it worked, and that's where that interest came from.
Yeah. And so were you kind of taking things apart together and building them again and that kind of thing? Yeah, brilliant. That's really cool.
The main one
And so
was
your tell me about your course. It's a very hands-on course, is it? Or is it
um,
more theory at the moment?
I'm doing a T level, so for the first year it is pretty literature based, but so
Yeah.
just learning the content, learning what I need to be doing, and then next year it will be more hands on and more specialised towards electrical engineering.
Super. So you're going to do some industry experience next year?
Yeah,
Yeah, fantastic. And how long is the course in total?
2 years.
2 years, yeah. And what is going to be the qualification? I know you said T levels, but what level are you going to be getting that qualification at the
Um,
end?
it is I know it's worth three A levels, so I think
Right.
it's a level three in electrical engineering.
Okay. All right. And then so what are you planning to do after? Have you thought that far ahead or?
Um, I have, but it gets a bit blurry after. So hopefully I
Yeah,
can get
that's fine.
something like a degree apprenticeship, somewhere down the apprenticeship route, so I can work in the
Yeah.
industry. If not, I'll go to university of whatever I choose then and there. But hopefully it will be apprenticeship.
Yeah, you're keen to get started and just
Yeah,
get into work and get practicing. Yeah.
yeah,
That sounds right for you. I think you seem like you just want to just like soak it
definitely get
up,
over it.
learn,
Yeah,
and yeah, be part of it, right? So, would you say the course is going well for you at the moment? Are you enjoying it?
yeah. I mean, about 2 weeks ago now, the head of engineering set up a 1 week course with IoT, the Institute of Technology. So me and a couple people went down there and we did a bunch of coding, designing for a pressure valve, which is up on my
Wow.
LinkedIn. That way, I wrote
Very
about.
cool. That's awesome. So it sounds like you're having some really great experiences on that course that are going to kind of help you take that next step, build your interest. And I know one of the reasons that we've connected is because you were recently part of some volunteering for the Sustain Unconference. So can you tell
Yeah.
me about that? Tell me, how did you get involved with that? Why did you do it? What did you do? Yeah.
I've been watching Sustainability Unconference for since last year when they held it, but I was a bit younger then and I was a bit afraid to go. And then when I started in Aston, my school set up a week long with Employability UK, and one of those people who spoke in it was Haroon, and he invited me to Young Leaders Nexus. So him and he has a group of people where they help young people thrive and grow in their respective fields. And when he heard he was invited to um, sustainability and conference, he thought I would be interested. So he sent me an email and said, "Are you interested in volunteering?" So, But by that point, I was already seen it, and already booked my tickets. So obviously, I did the volunteering, but I was just like, I'm already here, so I was quite happy to get the volunteering invite.
Brilliant. And what did that volunteering consist of? What did you do?
Um, well, what I mainly did was introduce the guests and got people together. A lot of it was. So I started the day at the front desk. I was letting the people in because it was in the middle of Birmingham. It was over in, um, I think it was some sixth form. I can't remember off the top of my head. Um, so people
I
were
think it was at
pretty.
Birmingham City University, was it?
Yeah,
Or
it was their sixth
yeah,
form centre. I can't remember, but I
yeah,
was just trying to help people navigate their way in because it's a
yeah.
maze. So
Mhm.
I was helping with that. I was trying to get people comfortable because everyone in the morning was a bit unsure, weren't really sure what was going on. So I helped
Yeah,
with that. Then later on in the day, I was talking to people and trying to get people to talk to one another. So what I would do is I would talk to someone, find what they were interested in, talk to another, and if I thought they would quite match, I would try and get them together. And that's what I was doing.
that sounds that sounds very really really great and quite courageous. I think you have to have quite a lot of bravery to just go up to strangers and get speaking to them, get to know them, match them with somebody to to talk to. So what did you enjoy the most about being part of that?
Um, Certainly the volunteers and the whole group with that. I mean,
Mm,
it was Harun, Aniana, and Beata. They were all very lovely. They got on with it, and they were quite nice to me, and especially all the volunteers. And all the volunteers there were really nice. I mean, I couldn't say any better. They're all sweet. They're always willing to talk. And
mm.
the people that actually came, they were all just really eager to talk about like what they cared about. To them, it meant a lot more. So it's quite nice to see people in their own field quite happy to speak. I found that quite interesting.
Amazing. And um how come you're involved with sustainability? What actually interests you about the topic of sustainability and
It's just what interests me about sustainability. Because throughout my years, I mean, I've always seen how like unreliable and unsustainable the world truly is from all the different sectors. So I've seen that and went, where are my interests? Where can my interests lie in helping it? And a lot of that comes from the energy and how unsustainable energy is. While it's gotten better in especially the UK, it hasn't in the world, and I definitely want to try and make a difference in that.
mm. And how do you see yourself making that difference? What I know that you aren't quite sure about your next steps, but what do you sort of see for your in the vision of your future and how you might be part of that change?
Um, I would prefer in like development or designing of new sustainable sources or like making them
Mm.
more efficient in some ways. That's definitely where I would want to lean towards.
That sounds really great and so needed, right? So needed. Um, and I know that you already know Solar for Schools, right? So how do you
Yeah,
know us?
definitely.
And I mean, how did you feel, for example? Well, no, you tell us. How do you know Solar for Schools? You share that
Uh,
story.
Solar for schools. They came to my secondary school, which is now King Edward's Kings Norton School for Boys. It used to be Kings Norton Boys School. Um, you came to my school for a day, and a couple people came down, and we did a little like workshop thing where we talked about solar and how it's viable in the world.
Wonderful. And how did you feel? Obviously, Kings Norton boys got solar panels.
Yeah,
before it changed its name, right?
yeah.
And
I was,
became part of the trust. So, how did you feel when you saw that happen at Kings Norton?
um, I was quite happy. Obviously, I was a large advocate for them. I mean, I brought it up many a time to say we've got such large roof space, especially
Did
because they
you?
got a new sports hall and they have the main
Yeah.
building. Obviously, I got the feasibility of it's a protected building, so there had to be some kind of like be careful. But I was a
Mm.
large advocate for them at least trying to have some, and then somewhere in the pipeline that it happened, and I was quite happy when I saw them all the solar panels up here.
I love to hear that. I didn't really know that you were one of the advocates for
Yeah.
solar, and I wonder, like, what did that look like for you? Who did you speak to, and what did you say to them?
I was on the head boy team, so it was me and a bunch of other year 11s. I worked alongside the outdoor education team with Mr. Julian,
Yeah,
and that meant I was previously on the school council before that. So
yeah.
that was my main focus was being on the outdoor education head boy and on the school council. So that's what I always like to bring up.
And so did you felt like it sounds like it felt like you needed to use that position to
Something.
speak
Yeah.
up about getting solar, and why was it so important for you for the school to do that?
I just felt like it was wasted potential. I think they were just not not doing it when they really should have. There was really no downside bar the like initial cost, which I believe they got covered by a grant, but um, I just didn't see why they shouldn't, and that there was no real downside, and it could make them completely energy dependent or independent. Sorry.
Mm. Yeah. And what do you remember about the solar related workshops? It's okay if you don't remember anything, by the way, no pressure. But like, what do you remember about those workshops
What
and
do I
assemblies? Is
remember?
there anything that
Um,
stood out to you?
what stood out to me was definitely. I even remember we doing it on a cloudy day, and it still
Mhm.
the presentation still worked. Where one of us was holding a little solar panel, and then we're having a little chain of like what could we power with just this one little solar panel, and in the end it was ended up in a really long line of just different components like lights, buzzers, things like that. So it
Yeah,
just showed
yeah,
true like viability, like it is possible even
yeah.
on cloudy
Yeah,
days like when we did it.
yeah, absolutely. It's one of those kind of, I guess, misconceptions, isn't it? That it's sort of not going to work very well in the
Yeah.
UK
If
because we have
it's not
dreary
fully
weather
covered,
and
yeah,
yeah, yeah. But we still need engineers like you in the future to make those panels more efficient and
yeah,
come up with a better technology than we've already got, because even though they do produce energy in on a cloudy day, we still need more efficient panels. So I hope to see that from you. I hope to see some patented designs from you coming in the
I hope so
future.
as well. I really hope.
That'd be great. So just kind of rounding off for us, can you tell me just a little bit about you and about what interests you beyond college?
What interests me? Oh, what interests me about other than college? Is that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you have
definitely.
time for any other interests?
Um, bar talking about my job, definitely. The caring of animals, definitely that, and computing,
Yeah.
and computer engineering, things like that. So taking care
Yeah.
of my animals, the large, vast amounts of them, and my uh,
Oh, tell us about the animals. Come on.
um, currently, I've got three dogs downstairs. What you might have heard them
Yeah.
in here because they were barking a couple of minutes ago. I've got two cats, and my mum owns a couple horses.
Wow. Wow. You really have got a
And
busy
so,
animal household, haven't you? Wow,
yeah,
it's a lot of caring.
mhm,
It sounds fun though. Sounds
it
very
is.
fun and probably a good de-stressor from college. Yeah. And what else did you
Kind
say?
of.
Computer. You're into
Just
computer.
yeah, working. I have a computer. It's over in my room. I like working with it, taking it apart, putting it back together, things like that, and then eventually playing on it, which I do. It's all parts for. But
Brilliant. So you're not only going to build the next most efficient solar panels, but also come up with the computer technology, perhaps the next inverter. Amazing. I
thank
can't
you.
wait. I can't wait to see what your future holds, Oscar. It's gonna be great. So you've talked a little bit about what you want to go on to do. Do you have a preference for the type of renewable energy that you want to work in?
No, I mean, all of them are interesting in their own separate ways and all the challenges they have, all the way from tidal and how feasible it is to wind, solar, and even geothermal, what isn't typically used in this country. But yeah, all of them would be interesting on how they could work.
Mm, super. I'm going to throw a curveball question at you. Is that
Oh,
okay?
that's fine. Go ahead.
Um, what advice would you give to anybody who is just starting to think about what they want to do after school? Do you have any advice for those people right now?
Um, the one thing I could say, and the one thing I did, is just look around. I mean, especially for me, before I chose my college, I looked at about five, six others just to see, because how new electrical engineering is to a lot of different colleges, they really didn't exist. So it took me a while to find what I wanted from it. So definitely read around, email a couple people, and just go to the open evenings, which I have one uh, next week at Aston University, looking at their electronics course. So
Yeah.
go around, make your face known, make your name known, and that's definitely the good way to do it.
I think that's really, really great advice. Thank you so much. It has been brilliant to talk to you, and I just, yeah, really, really love hearing your journey. And I hope you keep in touch. I hope that we all hear from you again. If one day
Hopefully,
you want to be a volunteer or be an educator with Solar for Schools,
of
get in
course.
touch.
Okay. Thank you
All
very
right.
much.
Take care, Oscar.
Have
Thank
a
you
great
very
day.
much. You
Bye.
take care. Bye.